A 26-year-old student from Hyderabad, Koyyada Ravi Teja, was tragically shot dead in the United States of America. Now, this heartbreaking incident occurred on Sunday at Washington Avenue in the US. The family was notified on Monday and they are right now devastated by the news of his untimely death. Teja was from Green Hills Colony located in Ramakrishnapuram, a locality in Hyderabad, India. His father, Koyyada Chandra Mauli, shared his grief with reporters, saying that we received the news this morning that my son was shot dead by unknown people while he was on his way home. According to initial reports, Teja was shot and died on the spot from fatal bullet injury. The exact cause and motive behind the shooting are still unclear and the family is still waiting for further details. Let's talk about Teja's journey to the US first. Teja moved to the US back in 2022 to pursue his master's degree. He was a hardworking student dedicated to complete his studies and finding a job after his graduation. Like many young Indians who travel abroad to study, Teja had big dreams for his future. A future that would hopefully be filled with success and opportunity. His family and friends are currently heartbroken and they never expected Teja's life to end in such a tragic manner. He went to the US with high hopes and dreams, but now he is coming back in this way. That's what his closest friend said. This devastating incident has left the entire community in shock and many in questioning the safety of Indian students in the United States. Let's talk about a pattern where more Indian students are losing their life these days. Sadly, Teja's death is a part of disturbing pattern of Indian students dying under tragic and violent circumstances while studying abroad. Just months before, in November 2024, another young student from Telangana's Khama district, Sai Teja Nukrapu, was killed in the US. He had been working at a gas station in Chicago while pursuing his MBA. Like Teja, Sai Teja had traveled to the US with hopes of a better life. His story too ended tragically, cutting short the dreams of another young Indian student. Over the years, incidents like these have unfortunately become more common. In fact, according to reports, Indian students are dying at an alarming rate in countries like the United States, Canada, Australia, and the UK. Each year, numerous Indian students and young professionals lose their life due to various causes, including violent attack, accident, and unfortunate circumstances. But here's my question: why is this happening? Now, for many Indian families, sending their children abroad is like an investment in their future. Students leave for countries like the US with dreams of getting a better education, finding better job opportunity, and leading a successful life. However, this pursuit of a better future often takes an unfortunate turn, with their big dreams being shattered by violence or other tragic events. In fact, let me talk about stats now. In 2023, more than 2 lakh Indian students were studying in the US, making India one of the largest contributors to the international student population in the country. While the majority of these students go on to have successful careers, a few tragic incidents like Teja's have raised significant concern about their safety. Now, Teja's death is a part of a larger growing trend of Indians losing their life abroad. Every single year, multiple incidents of Indian students being victims of violence or dying under tragic circumstances are reported. In 2023, over 15 Indian students died in the US, and this is the number that reflects. The number continues to rise every single year. Similar tragedies have occurred in the countries like Canada, Australia, and the UK. Let me give you an example. In Canada, a rise in shooting targeting Indian students have raised concern. Several Indian students were killed in shooting and violent attacks in Toronto and Vancouver in 2023 alone. In Australia, there has been violent assault on Indian students in cities like Melbourne and Sydney, with many Indian students facing racial-motivated violence and even death. Similarly, in the UK, Indian students have reported incidents of racial discrimination and violent attack, leading to injuries and, in some cases, fatal casualties. The Indian government, alongside the families of these victims, often seek justice, but the rise of these incidents have made the growing concern for safety of these students abroad. Sending a child abroad for studies and work is a significant step for any Indian family. It's seen as an opportunity for a better life, prosperity, and even success. However, when an incident like Teja's happens, it turns a family's dream into a nightmare. Families are left shocked, devastated, and wondering what exactly went wrong. Now, these tragedies highlights the urgent need to focus not only on aspirations of students but also on their safety and well-being while they are living far, far away from their families. Both the government and universities in foreign countries must take responsibility in ensuring the protection of international students. Unfortunately, the death of Indian students have become more frequent over the years. According to the reports by Indian Ministry of External Affairs, over 100 Indian students have died in the US alone in last 5 years, with many of these deaths being result of violent attack or even accidents. This number continues to grow every single year, raising alarms within the Indian diaspora. Now, the death of young students like Teja is a wake-up call for all of us. It's time to ensure that the dreams of Indian students who go abroad are not shattered in the way that they have been for Teja and many others. Justice, awareness, and protection must be prioritized for the future safety of all the students.